Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland. It is a hot summer day. Alice is sitting near the river with her sister. Her sister is reading a book. Alice is bored and sleepy. Suddenly, a white rabbit comes out of a bush. He is running and Alice hears him saying, "I'm late, I'm late." Suddenly, the rabbit disappears into a large hole in the ground. Alice follows him and falls into a very deep well. Down, down goes Alice until she lands at the bottom of the well. The rabbit has disappeared again. Alice is now in a room in front of a little door, but the door is too small for her. She can't get through. In the room, there is also a big glass table. On the table, Alice sees a bottle with the label, "Drink me," it says. Alice drinks from the bottle and soon she becomes too small that now she can get through the door, but the door is locked. Where is the key? Alice sees a small golden key on the table, but now she is too small to pick it up. Then she sees a little box with the label, "Eat me," it says. In the box, there is a cake. Alice eats some of the cake and soon begins to grow. She can reach the key now. Alice walks to the little door and opens it, but she is too tall to get through it now. She is very unhappy and starts crying. Suddenly, she sees a white rabbit. He is running and carrying a fan and a pair of gloves. I'm late, he says. When he sees Alice, he is so afraid that he drops the fan and the gloves and runs away. Alice puts on the gloves and takes the fan. Immediately she becomes smaller. "Oh no, it's happening again," she says. Then the rabbit comes back. He sees Alice and cries, "Go to my house and get a pair of gloves. Quick, I'm late." Alice is surprised, but she goes to the rabbit's little house and goes inside. She can't find the gloves, but she sees a little bottle with the label, "Drink me," it says. Alice drinks from the bottle and starts growing. Soon she's so big that the house is too small for her and she has to put her legs and arms out of the windows. Outside the rabbit's house, all the animals look at Alice. They are scared of her. They throw stones into the house, but by magic, the stones become little cakes. Alice eats the cakes and becomes small again. Now she is so small that she can get out of the rabbit's house and nobody notices her. She walks and stops under a mushroom. On the mushroom there is a caterpillar. On one half of the mushroom will make you taller and the other half will make you shorter, says the caterpillar. Then he goes away. Alice takes a bite from one side of the mushroom and becomes very tall. So she takes a bite from the other side. Now she is back to her normal height at last. Alice sees a house with the door open and goes inside. In the kitchen, there is a woman and a baby. The woman is the Duchess, and the baby is her little son. In the kitchen, there is also a cook who is putting pepper in the soup. She puts in so much pepper that the Duchess and her little son started sneezing. "I must go and play croquet with the Queen," said the Duchess, and gives the baby to Alice. "What a strange baby," thinks Alice. "He is pink and he has got a big nose and small eyes." Suddenly, she realizes that the baby is a pig. The pig jumps out of her arms and runs away. But Alice is about to get another surprise. When she goes out of the house, she sees something very strange in the garden. There is a cat smiling at her from the branch of a tree. "Who are you?" asked Alice. "I am the Cheshire Cat," answered the cat. "And who are you?" "I'm a girl. My name is Alice." "Do you like it here?" asked the cat. "I don't know. People are so strange here," answers Alice. Then Alice asks, "Can you help me? I am looking for the White Rabbit." "You can ask the Mad Hatter or the March Hare." "Who are they? Where do they live?" asked Alice. The Cheshire Cat points to a path in the forest, then starts to vanish. First the tail disappears, and then the body, and then the head. Only the large smile of the cat remains there above the tree. Then it disappears too. Alice follows the path and arrives at a little house. In the garden, she sees a table set for many people. In the middle of the table, there is a teapot, and every place is set with a cup, a saucer, and a spoon. There is also some bread, butter, and jam. The Mad Hatter and the March Hare are having tea, and a dormouse is sleeping between them. When the Mad Hatter sees Alice, she cries, "There's no room for you. Go away." "There are a lot of empty seats," says Alice, and she sits down on an empty chair. "Would you like a glass of wine?" asked the March Hare. "I can't see any wine," says Alice. "You are right. There is no wine here," said the hare. "That is not very nice of you," says Alice. The dormouse opens one eye and says, "There are mad." Then he falls asleep again. What the time it is?" asked Alice. It's always 6 o'clock," said the Mad Hatter, looking at his watch. For me, it's always tea time." Then he puts the watch in a cup filled with tea. "Why don't you tell us a story?" the March Hare asked Alice. "That's a good idea. Let me see," answers Alice. But the Dormouse says, "I will tell a story. Once upon a time," starts the Dormouse, and then he falls asleep again. "Please go on with the story," cries Alice, but the Dormouse is fast asleep. "I am tired of these strange people," thinks Alice. She gets up from her seat and leaves while the Mad Hatter and the March Hare go on drinking their tea. Alice is walking in the forest when she sees a little door in a tree. She steps in and finds herself in a hall with the glass table. There, the little golden key is still on the table, and Alice is now tall enough to reach it. But how can she get into the beautiful garden that she can see through the keyhole? And she has the key, but she is too tall to get through the little door. Suddenly, she remembers the mushroom with the caterpillar on it. She still has some of the mushroom in her pockets, so she takes a bite and becomes small enough to get through the door and into the garden. In the garden, there are three strange gardeners. They are playing cards, and they are painting all the white roses with red paint. Why are you painting the roses red? Asks Alice. The Queen of Hearts has ordered red roses, so we are painting the white roses red. We hope that she will not notice, otherwise she will cut off our heads. How can they cut off your heads? You are just playing cards, cries Alice. The queen, shouts one of the gardeners suddenly. Alice sees the Queen of Hearts coming into the garden. She is with her husband, the King of Hearts, and they are followed by soldiers and courtiers. Alice is surprised to see that they are all playing cards. The White Rabbit is there too. When the Queen sees the white roses painted red, she shouts, "Soldiers, cut off the gardener's heads!" But Alice picks up the three playing cards and hides them in a pot of flowers. Then the Queen sees Alice and asks her name. "My name is Alice, Your Majesty," answers the Alice politely. "Up with her head!" shouts the Queen, pointing at Alice. "Nonsense! You are just playing cards!" cries Alice. Then the Queen changes her mind and asks Alice, "Can you play croquet?" "Of course I can," answers Alice. "Then let's play," orders the Queen, and the game begins. "How strange," thinks Alice. "The balls are hedgehogs. Oh, wait, so sorry. Hedgehogs. The mallets are flamingos, and the archers are playing cards." The game starts, but Alice gets very angry because everyone is playing at the same time. In the confusion, the Queen often shouts, "Off with his head!" Alice is fed up and decides to leave. Suddenly, the smiling head of the Cheshire Cat appears over a tree. "Off with his head!" shouts the Queen, and soon as she sees the cat. Nonsense, cries Alice. How can you cut off his head if he hasn't got a body? I think that Alice is right. A head without a body can't be cut off, said the king. Soldiers, catch the cat and put him in prison. But the cat has already disappeared. The trial is about to start. Let's go, said the queen. What trial? Asked Alice. The trial of the Knave of Hearts, answered the king. He will be put on trial for stealing the queen's tarts. Everybody goes to the courtroom. The king and the queen are sitting on their thrones. The white rabbit is next to them. He reads the charges against the knave. Then he calls the first witness, the Mad Hatter. The Hatter arrives with a cup of tea in one hand and some buttered bread in the other. What do you know about the thief of the queen's tarts? Asked the white rabbit. The Hatter is trembling with fear and drops the cup. Oh, with his head, orders the queen. The next witness is the Duchess cook. As soon as she comes into the courtroom, everybody starts sneezing because of the pepper. Oh, with her head, shouts the queen again. While Alice is listening to the witnesses, she realizes that she is growing and growing. She is now very tall, so when the white rabbit calls her as a witness, she stands up and upsets the benches. The jury and the knave and the soldiers fall to the ground. Oh, with her head, shouts the queen, pointing at Alice. Oh, with her head, shouts everybody. Hey, cries Alice, stop it. You are only playing cards, and I am not afraid of you. But all the cards walk towards her, threw themselves on her. No, sorry. But all the cards walk towards her and throw themselves on her. No, no, shouts Alice. Go away. Alice, wake up. It's time to go home, says a voice sweetly. Who is speaking? Alice opens her eyes and sees her sister bent over her. Alice rubs her eyes, looking around her, and realizes that she was waking from a long dream. Waking from a long dream. Oh, what strange dream I had, she says to her sister. I will tell you everything on the way home. The end. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.